Welcome in, y'all. Let's power tap that screen. So I have some more fun, interesting news. What's up, Legally? Oh, this is gonna be funny. Share this out to anybody and everybody you can. Oh, don't worry. I'll get into it. I think I already sent it to you. Yeah, I sent it to you. Everybody will see. Let's get them likes up above 10K. Protect this live stream. Identify us. You used to work with Ryan? I'm sorry to hear that, man. I know a lot of you guys are upset with what has been brought to light. But unfortunately, it needed to be brought to light. What's up, Laura? What's up, Blue Eye? We're going to be going over the same thing we did last night. Hey, Mandy. We were requested to bring this to light again today because a lot of people missed it. What's up, Arctic? So, I did upload last night's live stream over to YouTube. And I will continue to do that. That way everybody does get the opportunity to know exactly what is going on. Because this is not what needs to be going on. This individual does not need to be a part of any organization that advocates for any children. What's up, Joel? See, I have no problem with the organization in itself, but the individuals that are involved in it, that own it, need to step down and give it to somebody else. What's up, Mind? That don't work for me either, Arctic. Yes, Mind. A lot of people were in shock. Yes, I got your message, Shade Mama. I was just as in shock when it was sent to me. You know what I mean? To find information about an individual, what's up, Matt? About an individual running an organization that advocates for children. Knowing what he was convicted of back in 2012, he should not have no ability to run it. And like here, we'll go ahead and get into it. We got it above 10K. So for those who don't know, I just had a fun and interesting chat with Tessa, his wife. Before I did the mic drop on her. Hang on, I'm going to read it to you guys. I started off the conversation with, you must not have seen the court records if you think it's false information. And she says, court records? What court records? You are slandering my company. I will be filing charges for slander and defamation on you and your company, for my company. I told her, I said, go to Kansas court record, enter his information. We're not slandering anyone. It's public information. He may have hid this from you for all these years. Then she goes on to say, this is my company. You're slandering me and my business as one owner. That is me. He is not, or she's not the owner. And I said, no, we said there was nothing wrong with the company. Just the individual that is involved with it. And I also stated to her, and if you knew about what he did to those kids and you support it, you are just as bad as him. Then I asked her if she knew. Okay. I asked her if she knew about it. She did not respond. So I sent her the link to the court records. And I said, go here, see for yourself. And then I ended it with, I have said all I needed to say. I wish you the best, and blocked her. So, with that being said, everything that we are talking about tonight is about Ryan Ritchie. His family runs an organization called Missing People in America. Not to be confused with Missing in America Network, not to be confused with any other organization. Missing People in America are itself. And when we were made aware of his charges back in 2012, the things he did to a child, and basically got a slap on the wrist just because that child was afraid to get in front of him on the stand, the state had to offer him a plea deal, which was basically a slap on the wrist. Not even a full year of probation is all he got. That's it. Okay, I got your email legally. But let me bring up some information so you guys can see that it is public information. Oh, well, here, you guys want to read the conversation real quick? That's the conversation between me and Tesla, if you want to read it. But this is the organization we're talking about. The only organization that he is connected to. He is not connected to any other organization. So remember that. He is not affiliated with nobody else. Now, let's get into this. Oh, and I might add, he thought he got the news article taken down, but thanks to a certain individual, I now have that news article again. So this is what he was originally charged with. These are all public record. Every one of these documents is straight from the courthouse. Don't worry, I'll read it to y'all. Give me a minute. Let me put this back up so we can see the chat. No, it's my eyesight too. I'm just as old as you guys, so it's not easy for me to read small print either. Now, I do have a favor to ask of everybody. While I'm pulling these documents back up, there is a missing Milwaukee girl. I need everybody to share her video. What's up, Missing Murder? Okay, so he was originally... Yes, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, unfortunately, and PD's not doing anything about it. Alright, and it doesn't surprise me. Milwaukee PD doesn't like doing anything. Alright, so he was originally charged with lewd and lascivious behavior, a felony against a child under the age of 18. Electronic solicitation with a child under the age of 16. Sexual exploitation of a child. Yes, Melissa. And lewd and lascivious behavior. Those were his original charges. Alright? They were dropped down to... If my computer would move a little faster. No, he is not still incarcerated, and that's the problem. He got less than a year of probation. So, he pled no contest to sexual exploitation of a child. He pled no contest to lewd and lascivious behavior. He pled guilty to endangering the welfare of a child. Yes, because the child wouldn't take the stand. He pled no contest to electronic solicitation. And he pled no contest to lewd and lascivious behavior. He was sentenced to a year of probation and only served... He served less than a year on probation. Basically, it is. So, he took the plea deal because he knew he wouldn't be put on the register. Hey, Shane. He did. He got a slap on the wrist. And now he thinks he's going to be okay with advocating for children? I don't think so. That family needs to surrender that organization and give it to somebody that actually cares about it. Because, and I'll say this, like I told his wife today, if you knew about his charges and you support him, you're just as bad as he is. Just as bad. Yeah, so, and we're going to talk about that. I sent everything over to Legally so she can do her own research. The Pennsylvania case. Take a guess how he got away with that. He got away with it because the state failed to submit everything within the 364 days, which is Rule 600. Everybody has a constitutional right to a speedy trial. And unfortunately, he did not, or the state did not get all the information in time. By a month, they were late. So the judge had to grant his attorney's motion to dismiss based on Rule 600. He is not on any registry, which is sick. I don't believe anyone that has these type of charges should be able to take a plea deal that prevents them from being on a registry. That's a problem. Because that's going to make it so much easier for these offenders to keep doing what they're doing and get away with it. So Shane, okay, Legally, I'll message you. Shane, he blocked me. He knows what I'm up to. He did not want me to expose him. When I tagged him and his organization in my social media post, he instantly blocked me from both, so that way people don't follow those tags. Shane, do you have his profile? Send me a message. I'll send you my number, Shane. But at the end of the day, Arctic will call him. I bet Arctic would. Hang on, I got a message coming in. Okay. So, he didn't identify us? Amber, I know you will. I've got his phone number too. So, let me address this. Identify us. He should have went to prison. He should be on the National Registry. Now, is there a possibility his wife doesn't know about that? There's always that possibility, but if she didn't, she does now. Because I sent her the court documents. So if she continues to support somebody that does that to a child, I mean, that just shows her character. You know what I mean? I said what I said. How many people are new in here and do not know what I'm blabbing on about? So Ripley, I know something, but I am not going to address one of the victims. I have spoken to one of the victims' families, but we have. Hey Deb, I promised I wouldn't mention their names. But what I'm gonna say, no, just voluntarily. Blue Knight, I do everything 100% at my own cost, free of charge. I'm gonna say this. The only thing I will accept is them relinquishing all rights to that organization. Blue Knight, no, they are an LLC corporation. They are not, they are a for-profit. So Riley, these charges occurred in 2012. There was a new arrest in 2023 of Ryan, but due to Rule 600, those charges were dismissed because the state was unable to get everything in the time frame that they needed to. So, conviction in 2012, yes, Riley. Amber, I don't believe they can refile that case because it was dismissed the way it was. So, Shane, I have offered one of the victims my platform to talk. They are more than welcome to. She said that she is going to talk it over with her family and see what they think about it. Riley, not all registered offenders are not allowed to be on social media. Unfortunately, that's up to the judge to decide, and he took a plea deal to prevent him from being on the registry. Oh yes, Matt, 100%. And that's what I told her. There is no pressure at all. If you want to, the platform's yours, as much as you need. But there's nothing that you're not being forced to. It's all up to you. So, let's go ahead and address who we're talking about, because there's a bunch of new people in here. Alright, so who here knows of Missing People in America, the missing persons organization? We're talking about the individual connected with that organization, Ryan Ritchie. Back in 2012, he committed some pretty disgusting crimes against a child. He got a slap on the wrist because the victim was afraid to get on the stand. He took a plea deal. which prevented him from being on the registry and only got him less than a year of probation. The second case that occurred when he was arrested in Pennsylvania was dismissed due to Rule 600. Tomorrow, legally, we'll address exactly what Rule 600 means. Basically, in layman's terms, the state didn't get all their information to the judge in the 364 days. So his attorney filed a motion to dismiss based on Rule 600. And he's involved in an organization that advocates for children. He does not need to be. He did. He got away with traumatizing a child. He got a slap on the wrist. This is where laws need to be changed. Because I'm telling you, if there is these offenders able to get plea deals to prevent themselves from being on a registry, do you know how dangerous that is? That is extremely dangerous because it makes these offenders feel invincible. They can go out and reoffend and reoffend and reoffend, harm more children after more children after more children, and just continue to get slaps on the wrist. Now, most of you that have been following me for a while know my feeling. My feeling in regards to predators is there's only one place they belong. Just saying. Just saying. Here, we'll put it this way. JD Delay, I don't know if... I know, Ripley, I was just sent that. So... they have started a GoFundMe. That organization started a GoFundMe. I don't know exactly when it was sent to me today. But at the end of the day, the only thing we're going to accept 2 GoFundMes? Wow. So the only thing we're going to accept is they step away from... Thank you, Shane. Have him come in here. The only thing we're accepting is for them to completely relinquish that organization to somebody not connected to the family. What's up, Clyde? Because if in fact she knew about this and condoned it, she's just as bad as him. You know what I mean? I had a conversation with her tonight. Y'all want to... Yeah, I keep them off because people accidentally... Yeah, Shane, I keep them off because people accidentally touch the request button instead of the comment button.
No, okay, no problem, man. I understand that. Yeah, we had a couple of crazy lives where that happens too. First and foremost, man, I want to say thank you so much, man. Allie Crothamel, attorney Allie, brought this to my attention that you were live last night, and I dove into this, man. This Richie guy is absolutely you know, to have a nonprofit organization and to be an offender, a disgusting offender at that, a disgusting cretin of nature, is really, really a problem. My thing is, you're in touch with the victim, right? You have actual like conversation. You can call and speak to them. You hear me, brother, or no?
I can hear you.
Okay. You have you have contact with the victim?
Yeah, I cannot get those.
No, no, no. My thing is this: I, without even having the victim come live or anything, I would love to speak to them and offer them the absolute resources that I could provide for them. Aside from resources, I want to dive into this. I want to dive into this, and even though there's already a ruling and the judge is and he pled out, right? You stated.
Yeah, he took a plea deal in Kansas.
Okay. Well, there's a little bit, you know, in a gray area that I work in, a different, you know, form of justice, which is all in the, you know, the legal standpoint of justice, but it's the gray area. I would like to provide them a little bit of guidance because there are a lot of other things that they can do. Um, you know, without saying out loud, man, please do me a favor. Give me a call. I sent you my cell phone number. Let's talk off air and
All right,
go from
will
there.
do.
Yeah, for real. So thank you so much though, man, for bringing this to, you know, to the world's attention, because it's people like that, scum like that, that absolutely give us good nonprofit organizations a
Hmm.
hard time when it comes to coming forward and being trusted and all of that stuff, man. It's disgusting. It's really disgusting. I really want to
And
talk to you.
it's
What's that?
it's a lot worse for the victims because they didn't get justice.
Not at all. Not at
They
all.
didn't get no justice.
Not at all. A plea deal, you know, and I've seen this so many times, brother. Not for nothing. So many you know, so many preds that I've busted. They get there and they have the admission. I have everything on camera. I got the admission of guilt. I've got the evidence. I've got the chat logs. I got the pictures of explicit nature that they sent to the little girl. I've got everything. They get to a courtroom, and what the courtroom does is, all right, they just want to brush. Okay, you can plea out and do this, and you don't have to register. That is disgusting. I think on top of
Good Lord.
Melinda's law, which Ali is trying to get passed, to where every child abuser should be registered, the same
Hmm.
way sex offenders are registered. Excuse my
Hmm.
language, man. I probably shouldn't say that word. The same way, you know, SA offenders are registered at RSO. They need to have Melinda's law, in fact, intact to where anybody who abuses a child is registered as well. But what they also need to do is in the courtroom, if it has to do with a child, no matter what, the rest of the docket needs to be cleared. It needs to be a separate docket, one by itself for that day with the judge, because they need to pay direct attention to the crimes that are going on against these children. See, I've seen it too many times, brother. I've gone and I've testified against predators, and seen there's like 30 other people before, 10 other people after, and they just brush it off. They push it off. All right, okay, all right, prosecutor, are they going to plea? Okay, they're going to plea. Okay, good. And then they let them plea out. They let them plea out. Our whole goal as child safety soldiers is to get these individuals that hurt children registered as SA offenders.
Hey,
Okay?
Shane,
So
look in the
when,
chat. Look in the chat.
what does it say?
Look at Justin.
I have no justice. I have no justice, and it's so traumatizing.
That is a victim of the same type of stuff.
Justin's, listen, let me tell you something. Do me a favor, send me a message or send Attorney Ali Crothamel a message, or my brother right here a message. You know, if you've had no justice, listen, there's different forms of righteousness that can take place. And I specialize in those forms of righteousness. And it's not anything illegal. It's not saying like, oh, I'm going to go do anything crazy. But don't get me wrong. We have teams that specialize in exposing these individuals. I run something that's called exposure for closure, okay? And I've done it multiple times where I've taken people that have been victims of SA, victims of child abuse, and I have taken my own, you know, I've gone to where they are and I've confronted their predecessors right in front of them and gotten them to admit what they do. There's a lot more than just the court of law that you can do in an illegal form standpoint, for real. It's not just the court that you could get justice in. Okay. And I'm not saying like, red blood justice. I'm talking justice in the gray area. I specialize in that. Do me a favor. If you have not gotten justice, send me a message. Let's talk for real. As far as the victim of this Richie, this scumbag, please talk to the victim. Let them know. I would love to talk to them off air, not for a live, not for internet, not for anything. And we could dive into this because a lot more needs to be done other than the slap on the wrist that this little POS has gotten. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's where the major problem is. These poor victims, both of them. And my concern is there more?
Listen, where there's smoke, there's fire, and where there's fire, there's burnt up everything. Yes, definitely. I will say there is. You're 100% on point. Every predator that I've ever busted, their phone has been full of CP. You know what I mean? It's not just me, the 13-year-old girl that they think they're talking to. It's every single app. It's every single internet, everything that they've connected to. So yeah, where you're saying, man, right there, where there's smoke, there's fire, and there's flames. And that flame is burned for a long time. It's not just the victim. It's every single time he's ever had a fascination with somebody. And that's probably multiple times. And to say that you're a nonprofit organization and to actually act as if you're helping people, it's a vice. It's a vice. It's a facade that you put on to hide your inner self. And your inner self is now exposed. And my boy's doing that right here. Thank you, bro, for exposing this bastard, man, for real.
Oh, there ain't no need to thank me because these victims need justice. If they can't get it in the courtroom,
We're
they
gonna
need
get it
to
out
be
here.
exposed. Everybody
Amen.
needs to know who this person is.
Amen.
What he
Me
did.
and my team, we specialize in that gray area very well, very well. And that's why I say, please put that victim in touch with me, either on a 3-way call with you or in a direct message. And let's absolutely not at all just lay the carpet down and let him sweep underneath of it. Let's lift the carpet up, make it a flying carpet, and put his ass on blast. And we've got many ways to do that.
Okay, so for those who want the court record, it's very easily obtainable. Go to Kansas Court Records, enter his first, middle, and last name, his date of birth, and his records will pop right up for you.
Okay, hell yeah. Hey, brother, I sent you my cell phone number. When you get off this live, please text me because
All
I'm going to confer with Attorney Ali Krothmel, and I think this is something that needs to go to the highest level of exposure. And that's something that I'm pretty damn good at. You're damn good at it, too. So I look forward to talking to you off air, brother, all right? We're going to put our heads together. This man's not going to sleep at night thinking that it's going to go away tomorrow. I want him to not sleep tonight knowing that it's continuing 24 hours. He's going to be exposed.
Allegedly, after the live stream yesterday, allegedly he stepped down. But see, me,
Means
I
nothing.
don't buy it. I don't buy it. That whole
Means nothing.
organization
He
needs
can
to be
step down all he
sold.
wants.
It needs to be sold or surrendered to somebody else other than the family. Because
He
he's
needs to be
still
relinquished. He
profiting
needs to
off
be
of it.
destroyed because anything he's ever done, forget his nonprofit organization, because anything he's ever done has been done under the guise of him being a predator, period. It needs to be destroyed, relinquished, and just left. And then, man, we're going to go so hard. Just trust me, bro. I don't want to, there's a lot of things I want to say to you, but over the phone. Please call me, all right, brother?
All right, we'll do.
Hey, listen, and I'd like you to join my live tonight, man. At 10:30, 10:45, I got a 32-year-old thinks he's talking to a 13-year-old, and we're gonna knock him out of the park. And if he says yes, he'll meet. We're gonna do it live as well tonight, man. All right.
All right, later,
All right,
man.
my brother. God bless, man. And guys, make sure you guys follow Attorney Ali Krothmel, legally at law, absolute amazing person, involved in so many different cases, having to do with keeping kids safe. Appreciate you, my brother. God bless.
Later,
The
man.
they just posted something less than 10 minutes ago.
What did they post?
I can green screen it. Hold on.
Yeah, they blocked me. So there are two GoFundMe's. One was created May 8th of 2024. The other one was created May 13th of 2024. So what is going on, Allie? So one of the individuals connected to Missing People in America, which is only this group, It's not affiliated with any other missing persons organization. It is this group and this group only. Ryan Ritchie. 2012, he took a plea deal for inappropriate crimes against a child. And when I say inappropriate, I mean inappropriate. That organization either needs to be, one, shut down completely, or two, that whole organization needs to be given to somebody else. I can't read that.
Hold on, I'm working on it.
I'm old. You got to remember that. So Shane's in here. Shane's still in the chat. Shane. The plea deal was in Kansas. So Riley, my Instagram is in my link tree. Well,
I was muted. It says 13 minutes ago. I was trying to fix the screenshot so everybody can see it.
okay, what does it say?
They have another missing flyer post up.
Oh yeah, they're gonna continue to do that. But unfortunately, it's not the volunteers that worked with that organization. It is the founder, Ryan Ritchie. And if his wife knew about what his charges were, then she's just as complicit as...
I believe after digging, she does know, Dan. That's why they were running from state to state. That's just my opinion, but I believe that she knew.
Right. Riley, if you're in here, I will send you those court documents as soon as I get off here. Yeah, I can. You're going to have to send me a DM first, though, Identify. Now, I'm letting you guys know. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I'll have one of my mods make a Google Drive that we can, I can tag it to my link tree so everybody can see it. But at the end of the day, that organization needs to be put in better hands. Because as of right now, if in fact she knew of his charges back in 2012 and still supported him, she's just as bad. And I told her that straight to her face. Well, in text messages. See, and that's the problem. These victims did not get justice. Neither one of them did. Neither one of these victims got justice. So when I told everybody that the truth's coming out, the truth's coming out. He is going to be exposed for the piece of trash that he is. Oh, Cindy, she didn't block me. I shut her up. Because all she was trying to do is defend him. So I blocked her. I told her, I've said all I needed to say. And blocked her. I'm not going to mention her name. You can easily find her. unless somebody wants to accidentally slip it in the chat, I'm not going to say it verbally. I mean, it may have accidentally slipped in the chat. I don't know. But I'm going to say this. Oops, it accidentally slipped up in the chat right above your comment. Oops. Shucky darn. But at the end of the day, he has no business being a part of an organization advocating for children. No business whatsoever. And if his wife knew about his charges, she shouldn't have no business being a part of that organization knowing what he did. So, with that being said, Miss Ritchie, everything I've said is public record. I sent you the link. Go look it up yourself. See what your husband's done. See what he's done. See what his past is. Because I'm telling you right now, the 2023 case in Pennsylvania got no justice at all. None. And they deserve justice. That's the problem. He got away with what he did to that child due to a technicality. A technicality. I have the court documents. I have every one of them. Kansas and Pennsylvania. Who? Ryan Ritchie. The founder of Missing People in America. Not to be confused with Missing in America Network or any other organization. They are their own organization. The founder, Ryan Ritchie, had inappropriate crimes against a child in 2012. Exactly, game. I see it coming. And guys, there are so many other organizations out there. If you have a missing loved one, you got Missing in America Network you can send your information to. If somebody wants to put their email address in the chat, more than welcome to. You got the Aware Foundation. Both phenomenal organizations that will get flyers made that will help advocate for your missing loved one. There are so many more organizations out there that are not connected to this other one. So don't think you're alone just because that organization has a founder that can't keep his hands off kids. There's other organizations. And yes, listen, I've got so many advocates for missing people. Here, all my advocates that are in the chat, make a comment so I can bring you up so everybody knows who's the advocate in here. And I'll put you up in a box so everybody can give you a follow. Hang on. Angela, what organization? Angela, you don't have enough followers. I can't get you up here. Riley, you don't either. Okay. I might be able to get you. Hey, it's Fallon. So, all of these right here are advocates. Angela, it's not letting me bring you up. Is your account private? Alright, I sent invites to, I don't know how many people, but Missing Teens was able to get up here.
Okay, I'll go take a look.
Kenny, do you want to come up for a minute so everybody can know what foundation? You don't have to say anything.
Riley Loudly should have enough followers to come up there.
I don't know where Riley is.
Got on. I'm on.
Kenny, you don't have to say anything. I just want people to see your account. I know you're busy. Okay. The only one that's missing is Missing in America Network. But Munchie, are you still in here? Mine, give me a minute. Okay, so Evaporated Missing. Amber works with another organization. What's your organization?
I'm Help for the Missing, and I'm also Voices for the Vanished. I own 2 of them.
Okay, and everybody knows who Arctic Fox is here. That's Matt from Missing People and Alert. And you got Missing Teens down there. You got Kenny from the Aware Foundation. You got Jazz from Missing in America Network. And Angela, who are you from?
Can you guys hear? Okay, you can hear me. I run several.
Where's Mind? Mind, make a comment. Okay, give me 1 second. Jazz, you can come up for a second. I just want everybody to know where these advocates are. That way, everybody knows that they're not alone. There are so many different organizations out here or advocates that they can get their case out to and not have to worry about anything else. Okay, you guys see Missing in America Network in the chat? That's another organization. All right. I know Jazz is busy. So let me bring up Mind. All of these are organizations or advocates that you can reach out to if you have a missing loved one. You don't have to worry about only one organization. There are so many different organizations out there. Okay, I can drop you. There's so many organizations out there, guys. We don't need to worry about one bad apple when there are so many more that you can reach out to if you have a missing loved one. And that's what's important. Always know that you're not alone, that there are so many different people that you can reach out to when you have a missing loved one. All of these individuals here, I'm sure they can all make you a flyer. I can make you a flyer. Missing in America Network can make you a flyer. Munchie's in here somewhere. There are so many, guys. So we're not going to let one bad apple spoil what we have busted our butt to accomplish, busted our butt to help these families to bring answers to their missing loved ones. They don't have voices. That's what we're here for. You know what I mean, guys? That's what's important. Monica or Maria, I didn't even see you sneak in here. Yes, we can't let one person ruin what we've done. That's what's important. Together we can dominate this problem. And that's what's important. That a lot of people, everyone here knows that roughly anywhere between 400,000 and 600,000 people go missing every single year. And it's multiple different ways, whether they leave on their own free will, whether they're abducted, whether they're trafficked. There are so many different circumstances. And I know all of these individuals would agree that they don't, me personally, I don't like the term runaway. Because anytime someone's labeled as a runaway, they get no attention at all. Zero. But if it was a celebrity's child, it'd be all over every news article, news story, all across the world. And the ones that suffer the most, and this is going to suck hearing, but indigenous people, they get no news coverage. Missing people of color get no news coverage. And that needs to change. That's why advocates, yes, and of course, Missing in America Networks put it. Gabby Petito and Light the Way. A Voice for the Voices. They are all good advocates. I would bring Jim up, but he's busy. Mind. How did the wedding go?
I didn't make it to the wedding, but I was able to watch the private link stream, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, that's where Jim was, so I couldn't really get him up here.
So if anybody on here knows Bethany or follows Find Vladik, just from me to you guys, send prayers up and positive vibes for her family.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But that's what's important. Know that you're not alone. There are so many families in the chat that have a missing loved one. And a lot of times they feel like they're alone. A lot of times they feel like they're not getting the correct help from authorities that they need. A lot of times they feel like there's just no more leads. That's why it's very critical to keep getting these faces out into the public, because always remember, it only takes one person to recognize a missing person and bring a close to that case. I mean, we've had cases that were solved 20 years since they were last seen, still alive. So You cannot give up on any missing person until the family or law enforcement says, hey, this case is closed. They've been located. They've been either located safe or another way. You got to continue to get their flyers out to the public nonstop. If you're on social media, share a flyer. It only takes seconds of your time to share a flyer. And yes, Sunshine, families deserve to know who they're trusting. And that's why this was sent to me. I'm not going to disclose who sent this information to me about Ryan Ritchie. I can take you down. Okay, hang on. I will never release my sources, and that's why a lot of people trust me, because I can keep my mouth shut when it's time to keep my mouth shut. But I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm not going to keep my mouth shut about this individual. He does not need to be running an organization. He does not need to be affiliated with an organization. And if anyone connected to him knew what he did and they support it, they don't need to be involved in that organization as well. And that's the gist of it. And that's the way it's going to be. They're not going to shut me up. They can threaten to sue me until their face turns blue. I'll see you in court. And then I'm going to embarrass you. Hey, Bert. Because everything I've released, everyone can go look up themselves. Kansas court records. What's up, Elise? How are you doing? So, it's public record, y'all. It's not slander. It's not defamation. I don't know if Munchie's still in here. She may be snoring by now. But, again, these are all good organizations here. There are much more. There's Missing in America Network in the chat. There are the Gabby Petito Foundation. You got Light the Way. You've got A Voice for the Voiceless. Hey, Geneva. So, once everything is all said and done, and we get proof that they turned over that organization to somebody else, you're going to be stuck seeing my ugly mug, whether it be my live streams posted over to YouTube or my videos keep coming on TikTok. I'm not going to be quiet about this until they are done with that organization. No way, no how. You're going to need a big roll of duct tape and a couple really large men to shut me up. What did he do? In 2012, he had some crimes against children. Let's just say inappropriate crimes against children. He took a plea deal. Only got sentenced to less than a year in probation. He served. The case out of Pennsylvania got dismissed due to a technicality. Sorry, I'm getting messages out the yin yang. No, it's not, and that's the problem, Allie. Because, one, he has no business whatsoever advocating for children. Zero. If he can't keep his hands off kids, he doesn't need to be advocating for them. And my biggest concern, before I go any further, does anybody else need dumped out of the box? I know Kenny's busy. I just wanted everybody to know there's more organizations. But why is he able to get away with it? Okay. Because he took a plea deal. He took a plea deal. Now he won't end up being on a registry. now these victims don't get any real justice, and yet this guy's still out there advocating for children. It shouldn't be happening. It would be different if it was a different kind of charge, but any crime against a child, you should not be advocating for a child. And that's just facts. Send it to me. Oh, I know. Hey, Angel. Laura. You got a fake account trying to say they work for a news agency, saying that this is all false. Listen. Yeah, I read it. If it was false, it wouldn't be in court documents. Oh, okay. Okay, Barb. I may have read it wrong. At the end of the day, there are so many more advocates out there that you can reach out to if you have a missing loved one, and that's what's important. So, don't feel like you also got Voices for Hands and Heart. Oh, wow. That's interesting, Maria. She needs to do that to law enforcement, though. What's up, Full of Heart? I seen it come through. She needs to say that to law enforcement or on a recorded audio. Any idea? I'm sure there's a lot, but they shouldn't be. Well, Maria, submit that to law enforcement. Because you can legally, depends on your state. I'll talk to you after the live stream. Never feel like you're alone. There's so many organizations, there's so many Facebook groups out there that, you can reach out to if you have a missing loved one. And that's what's important. Know that you're not alone. And as for Mr. Ryan Ritchie, you're stuck dealing with me, bud, until you walk away. You're stuck dealing with me. Until you and anybody else that knew about what you did to that child or both of those children, if they all knew, they're just as complicit as you. So keep that in mind. Walk away. Give that organization to somebody else. Get your name off of it. Get your family's name off of it. And move on. That's what needs to happen. Because I ain't gonna stop. I'm what you would call a persistent asshole. Most call me a prick or an asshole. And you're gonna find out how bad. So, yeah, my messages just won't stop. Arctic, I thought I was already following you. Same with mine. But anyway, I do got to get off here. I do got to get my little one situated for bed. I will upload this over to YouTube for those who may have missed the whole thing. So you guys know. Oh, that's fine. I'm getting ready to end it anyway. There are more people out there that can advocate for your family. And we're not going to let one bad apple ruin it for the missing persons community. So, now this message here, I'm going to drop everyone real quick because they need to see this. Okay. So this message, Ryan, Tessa, if you want to send me to court, you want to take me to court, all I got to say is don't sing it, bring it. Because everything I've talked about is public record. It is not slander. It is not defamation. Your best bet is to walk away from the organization. Give it to somebody else that actually gives a damn. Tessa, if you're listening, if you knew what your husband did and you agree to it, you're just as bad as him. So keep that in mind. If you did not know about it and I enlightened you today, when I sent you the court documents of what your husband did, maybe now you know who you married. You might want to rethink that. So, with that being said, I want you to do me one favor. These victims, did not get no justice. So keep these victims in your prayers. These victims did not get the justice they deserve. They have to live their entire life knowing that this piece of shit is still on the streets advocating for children even after what he did to children. No, Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. So those families did not get justice. That little girl, that other individual, I know you're listening to me. I know you can hear me. I know you're watching. I'm sorry what you went through, but I'm going to make him pay for it. I'm going to make sure he doesn't live a day of happiness for the rest of his life for what he did to you. I know you're watching me right now. I know your family's watching. We're not going to stop fighting for you. Ryan, walk away. Tessa, if you knew about it, walk away. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. Walk away. Give that organization up. Kick rocks, as Barb says. But I hope all of y'all have a wonderful night. I may or may not be on tomorrow. It depends on everything that transpires between now and tomorrow. But if not, this live stream is going to YouTube. The one from last night is already on YouTube. Oh, I know. I know. Listen. They ain't gonna get rid of me. I'm gonna be like a hemorrhoid in their ass until they walk away from that organization. And that's what they don't get. You can't shut me up. Most of my followers know I got a big fucking mouth. I'm sorry. But when it comes to children, fuck around and find out. Y'all have a wonderful night. So, for those who are trying to find any of the court documents, I will get them in a file and I will post them. But until then, my live stream that happened last night and tonight will be over on YouTube. The one from last night is already over there. Tonight, it'll take probably about 2 hours, and then it'll be uploaded. My YouTube somewhere in my link tree. If you go to my website that is in my link tree and scroll all the way to the bottom, my YouTube link is in there. Alright? I hope y'all have a wonderful night.